I want to just provide a brief introduction to the one ceremony you guys chose. It's actually my favorite wedding celebration because in it, the author defines what a good marriage is. And every time I read it, it kind of gives me a little bit of a chill because what he determined to be a good marriage, he was really spot on. And so I looked it up, and this was a poem written many years ago by a man in Michigan to celebrate his 60th wedding anniversary. And when you listen to these words and reflect on what it means from 60 years of being together, it really brings home the journey that the two of you are on today in year number 1 of your marriage. And so what I always tell people is, even though I'm reading this from the printed page, it really defines the relationship that you have to each other, the promises that you will make to each other, and the lives you're going to live with each other. And if you live by the definition of a good marriage, every day in your relationship with each other, you'll not just have a good marriage, you're going to have some fantastic marriage. And maybe on your 60th wedding anniversary, you'll add to this description, or you'll reflect upon what your 60 years of marriage has meant to the two of you. So with that, we're privileged to gather here today to witness the commitment Aviva Cantor and Melissa Cornett have chosen to make to each other in the honorable institution of marriage. Now, happiness in marriage is not something that's just created. A good marriage must be created, and creating that union requires thoughtful and daily vigilance. And what is a good marriage? It's never being too old to hold hands. There you go. You got the first one then. It's in remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's never going to sleep angry. It's never taking the other for granted. Your courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue throughout all your years. It's standing together facing the world. It's forming a circle of love. It's doing things for each other not because you have to, but because you want to. It's speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. Sometimes it's saying thank you. It's not looking for perfection in each other. Marriage demands flexibility, patience, understanding, and often a sense of humor. It's not only, it's having the capacity to forgive and forget. And sometimes it's saying, I'm sorry. It's establishing a relationship in which your independence is equal, the dependence is mutual, and your obligation to each other is reciprocal. It's not just marrying the right partner, it's being the right partner. So with that, you've written your own vows.
Melissa.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to have both people.
We have extra guests.
Yes, we do. So many aspects of our life feel uncertain, but you are the one thing that I know is certain. There isn't a doubt in my mind that you will be an amazing wife to me, and I promise I will try to be just as good to you. We grew up on opposite coasts, and though we're opposites in many ways, we work so well together as a team. I'm an intense person, and you balance me out with your simple, lighthearted way of enjoying life. Thank you for being so flexible. Thank you for doing the heavy lifting. Thank you for being so helpful around the house. Thank you for teaching me to slow down and appreciate the small, beautiful things in life, like the sunset. You are so beautiful, smart, and efficient. You make decisions from the heart. You make me a better person. We are so incredibly lucky. I want to be your partner in life, and I want to grow old with you. I love you.
All right, I gotta open mine up. It's really cold, so 1 moment.
Do you want me to hold the flower?
No, I could do it. Okay, here goes. All right. Aviva, I remember when I first met you. You had deep brown eyes, a bright smile, and you had knitting yarn in your lap. That time in my life wasn't ready to meet someone else, and we went our separate ways. Then, a year later, you messaged that you remembered me. It turns out those friendly greetings without the smiley face were intended for me, and I was none the wiser. I've never felt compelled to trust someone ever so much in my life. You have literally the most pure heart out of anybody I've ever met. You trust, love, and care about everything and everyone. Everything has taught me to love people, and that's because of you. I've had people in my life that mean a lot to me, like friends that I'm really close to, but truly you're the reason that I enjoy interacting with people I've never even met before. Thanks to you, I've gotten close to farmers and people that I work with. Thanks to you, I trust people. You're perfect. You motivate me. You make me feel alive. I couldn't find a better person. Someone so whole, so resilient, with such a pure heart. You're so resilient to pain and loss. We truly can conquer the world together. Thank you for helping me become who I am today and continue to be. I've always had an affinity for animals, but not ever for people. And thanks to you, I truly feel like I can enjoy people for who they are, for taking people at face value, for taking life at face value, for enjoying making memories with you, for laughing and having the same exact sense of humor. I'm the happiest I've ever been, baby. It's because of you. When I asked you to be my wife, I asked you in a unicorn. And the reason I did that is because I felt our love was magical and it couldn't even be real. And being as perfect as you are for me, you are magical, and so is our love.
I don't know how I could top that. I should just pronounce you Mary.
I'm glad I went first.
Well, you know, combined with these words and then your heartfelt promises and what you mean to each other, I think there could be no special ceremony. Whether it's the location, which is simply what I want to say to you is you've chosen a wonderful spot. You've stripped the ceremony down to its essence and core by staring into each other's eyes and telling each other today in front of me and your friends what you mean to each other. And that really is the essence of your promises. The promises that you're about to make in your wedding commitment. And if you live by the same spirit and the same emotion, and you keep reminding yourself that flicker, that flame, will live forever. So really thank you for such wonderful and heartfelt expressions of love. Aviva, will you have Melissa to be your lawfully wedded wife? Will you love her, comfort her, keep her in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, be faithful to her so long as you both shall live?
Yes.
And Melissa, will you have Aviva to be a lawfully wedded wife? Will you love her, comfort her, keep her in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, be faithful to her so long as you both shall live?
Yes.
And you have rings.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
This is falling off.
It fell off.
Aviva, if you want to put your ring on Melissa's finger and repeat after me. This ring
I
give in token and pledge
I give in token and pledge
as a sign of my love and devotion.
as a sign of my love and devotion.
With this ring I do wed.
With this ring, I be wed.
If you want to put your rings on Aviva's fingers,
Yes.
repeat after me. This ring I give in token and pledge
This ring I give in token and in pledge
as a sign of my love and devotion.
as a sign of my love and devotion.
With this ring I be wed.
With this ring I be wed.
Inasmuch as you have consented together in marriage by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of Wisconsin, I now pronounce you happily and forever married.
That was so much easier than a stressful wedding. She gives me the stuff.
Mazel tov!